How could this happen? How could a 1-star quest kill one of our sect members so easily? Then suddenly I realized our gravest mistake. So I have a confession to make. I save scammed, or at least I tried to. I was like, okay, I'm really new to the combat extended mode. I'm sure I just messed something up and Aqua doesn't have to die this fast. But no matter what I did, I just couldn't save her. So I had to stay with the first outcome of the story. The white Changshu ruthlessly murdering Aqua. Fortunately, Changshu was smart enough to put her Moelotl ability to good use. She severed her tail and it gave her such an adrenaline boost that she sprinted out of the graveyard before the Changshu even realized she was gone. On the way home, I was thinking. I looked at the quest. It said 1 star. How could this happen? How could a 1-star quest kill one of our sect members so easily? Then suddenly I realized our gravest mistake. Just out of curiosity, we added one more incense in the burner, because burning an incense means good fortune, right? Now, do you notice how many incense sticks there are? And do you know what is one of the unluckiest numbers in East Asia? Because its pronunciation is just like the word death. I could be wrong, maybe it doesn't translate like this when burning incense. But then I read the description of the incense tripod. The living eat food, the dead eat incense. Offer incense in the ding to show respect to spirits and ghosts. 3 sticks honor gods, 4 honor ghosts. So, if I got it right, what this means is that we gave extra power to the Changshu. We literally set ourselves up for death. Everyone reacted differently, some with grief while others with relief, but the one who suffered the most was Xiaoxue, as Aqua was her friend and after all, she was the one who couldn't save her. Sky took on the task of digging the grave. This warm weather and my laurel underwear. It's a small comfort while we remember those we have lost. Okay. Everyone mourns differently, I guess. Although the rice offering was already placed next to the grave, one thing was missing: the body. Under normal circumstances, this wouldn't be an issue, but the game doesn't like it when a colonist dies far away from the home base and we can go back to the tile and retrieve the body, so we are left with no hope for a funeral. However, Xiaoxue couldn't just leave her friend without a proper memorial, so Sky quickly set up an art bench for her. Xiaoxue is not really an artistic soul, but it's more about honoring the deceased than the actual beauty of the statue. After a few hours of work, she made this, Revenge by Aqua. This work bears an illustration of Aqua planning a journey and equipped for exploration. 10 porpoises wander peacefully. The image is bordered by several hackers. This illustration tells the story of Aqua forming a caravan on the 5th of October 5500. We placed the sculpture in the living room so it would brighten it up a little bit. But then I realized it is so disgustingly dirty from the trapped Megasot. And as a famous Chinese philosopher once said, you can put a beautiful art piece in a room full of Megasot. It will still be full of. So we had to do something with the environment. First things first, we have been sleeping with rocks all along. These have to go. Then we should get this Megasot out of our home, especially since without Aqua nobody has enough skill for the taming. Not like we had that much luck with it before. Luckily, it got hungry enough to live on its own. Speaking of animals, we tamed the crow and started training it for the potential upcoming Changshu attacks. Xiaoxue is still not over Aqua's death, while the others seem to be bothered by something else: the lack of structure in our sect. It troubles me that we have no Daoshi among us. Their guidance is vital for maintaining balance. I must focus on my work, but this feels incomplete. To be honest, she is right. But I don't really know who I should make the spiritual leader of this sect. Maybe I will get back to this when they start to practice cultivation more seriously. I opened the research tab to look at our next possible project as the power one is almost done, and the road to cultivation research caught my eye. It's only 250, so we can quickly research it and we can start cultivation in no time and select our dogshi. To begin cultivation, a pawn must be implanted with a spirit root. Spirit roots can be obtained through various means: trade, consuming jade wine, or harvesting them from other cultivators. We can still research Taoist artifacts, which could grant us some pretty useful stuff to fight junctions, such as chicken blooding fountains, wooden golems, and also sticky rice bags. However, I just realized that we are short on meals, and even if something does make it to our kitchen, it is just destined to spoil. So a fridge and a fishing skill would come in really handy before we starve to death, and we ourselves turn into unstoppable hopping zombies. Speaking of which, I was really happy to finally harvest our mulberry trees, just to get slapped in the face by the fact that they actually provide leaves, not the berries. We can't turn them into medicine just yet, so the only thing that we can do is feed them to the animals. This was just so not worth it. By the way, if you enjoyed the video so far, please consider subscribing. Thank you. A caravan from the Schweier Alliance is approaching. They are a materials workshop. Okay, let's see what they got. Although they have nothing interesting for sale, they are from a cultivation sect, so at least our existence was noticed by someone who might be a worthy ally in the future. Before leaving, they left us some silver, which is really weird considering they were here to make money, not to lose some. Maybe we looked that desperate and pitiful. Anyway, we are running low on food, so it's time to set Hezron free. Hopefully she learned not to mess with us after she lost an arm.
I must ensure Hezron receives proper care despite my own discomfort.
We are just too kind to the prisoners, even for those on the righteous path. Farewell, you may never come back. The next day, a really interesting group showed up, slavers. And look, they have a Moelotl with them. Apparently, she's a war slave. She's one of our own kind, so we should free her, right? If we had the money. I just couldn't bring myself to sell our donkeys. Sorry. So in the end, we adopted a jaguar. Later, I ended up naming him Maumi, which means kitty. Sorry, Banyan Lai, but we don't have time to rethink our actions, as we are back to work. We received a request from a nearby village. The local villagers found traces of Jiangshi activities in a nearby cemetery. Given the cemetery's size and the Jiangshi's behavior, they think it might be a purple Jiangshi. The villagers have no proper weapons or martial skills, so they ask our colonists to protect the village. Although we would go no matter what, because it's our duty to free the world from evil spirits, we are glad to accept a little reward. After all, we need good weapons to fight. Our sect members just couldn't wait to leave, as they were non-stop complaining about the heat at our base. So it was a relief to finally have some action and also a cooler place to sleep. Just as they left the base, Uma got the plague, because why not? But despite that, all of our members got safely to the cemetery. We arrived at night, which left us with no time to waste. The Jiangshi was already clawing its way out of its grave. Gray underestimated its swiftness and found himself face to face with it in no time, which is not ideal if you have a ranged weapon. The Moelotls quickly shifted into a slightly better position, but couldn't hold it for too long as the Jiangshi launched toward the crossbow-wielding Xiaoxue. Fortunately, Sky saved the day by decapitating the monster before things got out of hand. Xiaoxue, your vigilance is appreciated, though I suspect our threats are more internal these days.
Internal threats are the most dangerous. You never see them coming, like a bad roll of the dice.
Precisely. Sky's enthusiasm for Sanjanqing is concerning.
She needs an outlet, Grey. Everyone does. Though I admit it's a bit intense.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode of our cultivation journey. Please subscribe, leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed the video and want to see more content like this. To be honest, I just can't express enough how much I love the Rim Talk mod. It's so fun to see what our colonists think. And there are even more related mods that have been released since I put together this mod list. I am too afraid to add them mid-game, but in my next playthrough, I will go wild with them. I know sometimes the conversations are weird or artificial, but I enjoy it anyway. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video.